A very good morning to one and all. Today we are coming to the second part of the poem, Ode to Autumn. I have already sent to you the first part, that is the first stanza. Now we will go to the second stanza. In the first stanza we have already learned that autumn season is the season of mist and mellow fruitfulness, and autumn season is the bosom friend of the maturing sun, and they are talking about how to beautify the nature. Autumn is asking to the sun that the wine should be full of grapes, apples should be full of fleshy and sweet apples so that the branches may bend down, and about the gourds that it should be swell, and the hazel that also should be so plumby, and even about the nuts it should be so delicious so that it can be planted. It is not going to finish up by just by eating, but it should be planted, and then from the seeds we know the seeds will germinate and the new seedling will come up, then from that plant and then tree. When the tree mature we know that there will be flowers, and from the flowers fruits. But when it is flowers, our honey bee is there to collect honey. They have already collected enough and more honey during the season of summer. But still we know the honey bees are never be lazy. Whenever they find flowers, they start collecting nectar from it. And even if their honeycomb is full, they will come again, and bring the honey and pour it again and again, and it will be just overflowing. And it is said that the honey bee should never feel that the summer is over or the warm days is over. They should just go on collecting. That is what we saw in the first stanza. Now we go to the second stanza. In the second stanza, we are going to learn about the personification of autumn season. That is, autumn season is personified to different personalities. That is, in the beginning we see that the farmers, the people, they will just go on searching for this autumn season. Autumn season is here personified as the goddesses Ceres. That is, Ceres is the goddesses of agriculture, crop, fruits, etc. So these goddesses should be found. They want to see these goddesses always, and they will just go on searching for her. And as they search, they could find her everywhere. In the beginning we see that they find the farmers who searched her found her in the store. Some others found her at the winnowing floor. Then somebody else found her in the half-reaped fields. Others while she was crossing the brook. And finally we see that she is in the sitting close by the cedar press where the juice is taken out. So that means now goddesses is calm and quiet just because harvesting is completed. Her work is completely done. Now she is, because autumn season is personified as a woman, goddesses. And so she is happy and so taking rest. Now let us go through the lines. Who hath not seen thee amid thy store? So the first line says, who hath not seen? Hath, it's a poetic English or old English we can say. Who have not seen thee? Again, old English. Thee means that is also poetical English, or we can say old English, you. Who hath not seen you? Of means often. Amid means in the middle of. In the middle of thy store. Thy store. It is your store. It is you have filled with all these crops. We know in the store the people use their grains. They have collected their grains and they will dry it and keep it for further use. And the things that is used in the further use will be kept in their store. And here that is what we see in this first line. Who hath not seen thee off amid thy store? In the middle of the store, the people will be able to see the goddesses of agriculture. That is, autumn season is considered as the feminine image, and this feminine image is goddesses of agriculture, and the name it is said that she is. Then sometimes whoever seeks abroad may find thee sitting careless on a granary floor. Now see, some people may find her in the store because they have already collected and kept there. Some people are only collecting it. They have brought into the granary floor. Granary floor means that is the place where the harvested grains are brought in order to separate. First they separate hay and grain, and then again from the good grain is separated from the chaff. So there the process is going on. That is, first they will be from the hay, the grains are separated. Then when it is separated like that, hay will be put out and the grain will be inside this granary floor. And there again the chaff has to be removed. Chaff means, we say, if those who are familiar with the farming and all, they know. You just imagine about the cultivation of the rice. After, when it is golden in color, the hay and the grain, when it is golden in color, it will be reaped and it will be brought to the house. It will not be put inside the house. It will be just kept around our house. It may be in the premise, or it is a separate place is kept. A separate place is there. That is called granary floor. And there, first those who reaped, the reapers, the farmers, they will separate it from the hay. And then the hay is put out and it will be dried and kept for the animals. Then the grain, that is, in that grains there will be chaff and the good ones. So the good ones has to be taken out. So in order to take out the good ones, the winnowing has to be done. Winnowing means that is some kind of, the force of wind will separate the chaff out. Now usually the farmers, they use a sieve in order to winnow it. Or nowadays we will be able to find some people are using fan so that the wind can be produced, and through that they will be separating it. So anyhow, here winnowing has to be done in order to separate the good grains from the chaff. And see, in the granary floor, our goddess is sitting. See how it is said, sometimes whoever seeks abroad, here abroad means everywhere, not in the foreign land, everywhere, may find thee sitting careless, very careless, because she has nothing to do now. She is very free. She is very free because harvesting is over. Her duty was still to the harvesting. Now the harvesting is over. The farmers have already reaped the grains. And so our goddess is found sitting very carelessly at the granary floor. And while sitting, what happens? Thy hair soft lifted by the winnowing wind. Thy hair. So it indicates that she is a woman. She has got hair, and that hair is softly lifted up. Why? Because of the winnowing. I told you, winnowing in order to separate the good grains from the chaff. When the winnowing is done, chaff will be falling astray and the good grains will be just falling down. So the good grains will be taken and the chaff will be again kept it aside and it will be just burnt. And this, while winnowing, her hair, the goddess's hair is softly lifted up. It indicates that she is a feminine, she is a woman. Or on a half-reaped furrow, found asleep, drowsed with the fume of poppies. Now see, where else we are able to find the goddesses. She is found she is sleeping. Where she is sleeping? In the half-reaped field. It is half-reaped. The reaping is not complete. But she has gone, or she is with the farmers. But there, what she is doing? She is sleeping. Why she is sleeping? It is because of the fume of the poppies. There are some poppies, and we know from the poppies the drugs are made. And the fume, the smell of the poppies just addicted her, and because of that she fell down sleeping. She is just sleeping there. Just because of the fume of poppies. Then what happened to the rest of the harvest? It is just left there. It is not yet cut. And it is said, see, while thy hoop spares the next swell and all its pinned flowers. See, there are yet to be harvested, yet to be reaped. But she is fallen asleep. Then how is it possible to cut down? It's not easy, no? While sleeping we cannot cut it. And her hook, that is the stick with which she cut the harvest, the grains that is falling on one side, she is lying down on the other side. And so what happened? The unreaped field is just lying down there. It cannot be reaped. It is still remains there. So she is fallen asleep just because of the fume of poppies. Then the next line says, and sometimes like a gleaner, thou dost keep steady thy laden head across a brook. Now see, here autumn season is compared to a gleaner. Who is a gleaner? Gleaner is a person who picks up the fallen grain while reaping. The farmers will be going on reaping. The ladies, the women or the men will be there in order to harvest, in order to reap out the grains. While they reap out, some plants will be, along with the grain, will be falling down. And usually the owners will not pick it out. That is the right of the poor people to come and collect it. And it will be taken by these poor people. So they are the gleaners. That they will just pick up these fallen grains, and that is allotted or that is given to them. It will not be taken by the owners. And so the gleaner, we know, as they from the morning till evening they will be just go on collecting, and they will be getting a lot, and they will tie it and keep it on their head. It is their head, because of the weight of the grains there is possibility to bend down. But see, the season is so stubborn, or is so bold, that she is not bending down or keeping her head bowed. So sternly she walks. Where she is walking? She is crossing the brook. Brook means small river. Small river is, see, we know when we cross the river and usually we look down. Otherwise there is a possibility that we may fall down. But here the goddesses is so bold. It's not necessary to look down. So boldly, without bending down, though the head is laden with a heavy bundle of grains, still it is just keeping its head so high up, and it is crossing the brook. It hasn't got any kind of fear. It is just crossing like that. Then in the last lines we see, "O by a cedar press, with patient look, thou watchest the last oozings hours by hours." Where else we are able to find our goddesses? She is found at the cedar press. Cedar press is the place where the juice is taken out from the apples. Apple juice is taken out. And there we know when we take the juice, first in the beginning, so much juice will be falling down. But the last drop, it takes time. It will not fall down so easily. The last drop will be slowly it will be coming down. And that is what here we see. The goddesses is not in a hurry-burry. So calm and quiet, sitting quietly hours and hours to see the last drop falling down. It is said, watches the last oozings. Oozing means drops. The last drop, till to the last drop, our goddesses is sitting there patiently. So these are the different places where we are able to see the goddesses. So first we see in the store, because the farmers have already collected and kept in the store. Some people are just harvesting only. So see, when it is harvesting is over, it will be brought into the granary floor. And there also we find our goddesses sitting so carelessly. And then we find her that she is found sleeping in the half-cut fields. Then we find her crossing the brook with the collected grains from the field, like a gleaner. She is just a gleaner so proudly, that is without bending her head. So proudly she walks. So boldly she walks. Then last we see that she is sitting at the cedar press. There she is watching to hours and hours to see the last drop falling down. So that is the second stanza. Now I think we can go to the third stanza. Hope we are able to understand. See not? We can just go to the third stanza. In the third stanza, we are able to find, that is, some songs. It is said that the autumn season hasn't got any songs, and so autumn season is worried. In the spring season, we hear so many songs, so many kinds of songs. And so, with a question, the stanza begins. Where are the songs of spring? Where are they? But see, the next line says, you need not be worried about the spring, the songs of spring, because you have got your own songs. And about 5 different songs are told. That is, the first one is the song of gnats. G-N-A-T-S, gnats. Gnats is a small insects which live close by the rivers or paddy fields. And when it is evening, they come out from their holes and they start singing. Singing means it is not from their mouth, it is the fluttering of their wings. The sound is made not by their mouth, but the fluttering of the wings. And see, it is said that a small insect. And this small insect, how much noise there will be, you may think. It is not one, a group, a swarm of insects are there. And so, very many together as it flies up and down. According to the wind, that sound is produced. So that is the first song. Then second song is, that is the bleating of the full-grown lamb. Lamb we know, that is the small one. But it is a full-grown lamb. That means a matured, a sheep or a goat. And see, from where are they crying? They are crying from the hills. We know usually the animals, they will be just sent for grazing. And when it is evening, they will be coming up. So, it is on the hills, they are just grazing there. But when it is evening, they bleat in order to indicate that it is time for them to come home. Then the third one is singing of the hedge cricket. Hedge means that is the boundary of each compound. Now we know we differentiate one compound from the other by the walls. But in olden days, it was hedges made of some thorns or leaves. And see, in order to make this, in order to tie with these thorns, or with the leaves, they make a little high up with the mud. A small wall will be made with some stones or some mud. And there, these crickets will be making some holes and living there. But when it is evening, they also come out and start singing. And then the fourth one is, it is redbreast whistles, whistle of redbreast or robin. That is, when it is evening, we know that the birds will be coming to their resting place. When they go out in the morning, they will be singing. When they come in the evening to their resting place, they will be singing. So it is already evening, and almost all the robins, they have come to their nest, their resting place. And this resting place, it is said that almost all the compounds will have big trees, mango, jackfruit or something of the sort, and it will be at the boundaries, and these robins will be resting on these trees. And the last song is the song of sorrows. We know after autumn season, it is winter season. And so the swallows, when it is getting cold, they just migrate or they go to another place. And they are also coming together in order to set out their journey. And so they are also singing. So these are the 5 songs we find. Now let us go through the lines. Where are the songs of spring? Or where are they? Think not of them. Thou hast thy music too. So here the question is, where are the songs of spring? So people have got that idea that only spring season has got some songs. Autumn season, it hasn't got any songs. So in order to make people understand, such a question is put by the poet. Where are the songs of spring? Where are they? See, next line is a consoling line. See, you need not be worried about the songs of spring, just because you have got your own songs. See, autumn season has got the songs of autumn season. Then why should you worry about the season or song of the spring? And then in the next lines, it tells about the beauty of nature. See, while barred clouds bloom the soft dying day and touch the stubborn plains with rosy hue. See, while barred clouds. See, clouds are barred. Barred means patchy. That is group. We know. If we look up at the evening, the sky, we see the clouds will be moving. How the clouds will be moving? The clouds will be moving in a group. That is, there will be in between, there will be gaps. A group of clouds will be moving, then there will be a gap, then some other group will be. So, always the clouds will be just moving like that. But in between, there will be gap. That is why it is said, see, while barred clouds bloom, the soft dying day. See, the dying day. Day is dying. The death. We know, poet is always in a melancholic way. He is sad about the death of his brother, about the death of his parents. And we can feel that. He is telling, in the first answer we saw, maturing sun. There also, that the sun is almost going to set. In the second stanza we saw that the harvesting is over. There is also a completion, a end. And here also we can see the dying day. Day is dying. That means it is going to be night. So, while barred clouds bloom, the soft dying day, what happened? And touched the stubble plains with rosy blue. See, the setting sun, we know it has got bright colors. And these bright colors, we know it altogether it may not fall down just because of the clouds. But through the gaps of these clouds, these lights will be falling down. And where is it falling down? It is falling down in the paddy field. And what is the specialty of the paddy field? The paddy field, the harvesting is over. And only stump of that plants are there. That is, we know when they harvest, when they cut, the underneath part will be left there. And we know that will be golden in color. And in that golden color, the bright colors of the setting sun is falling down. And we know it will be so beautiful. And here the poet is telling it is of different shaped flowers. Why it is different shaped flowers? As I said, through the gaps of the clouds, the light of the setting sun falling down. And so, it has got different shapes. And the poet is telling it is different shaped flowers. So see how the poet enjoys the beauty of that light falling down. See once more. While barred clouds bloom the soft dying day and touch the stubble plains with a rosy hue. Rosy, that is a bright color. That's only it means. Then, in a wailful choir, the small gnats mourn among the river shallows, borne aloft or singing as the light wind lives or dies. Now, in these three lines, it is about the song of the gnats. See, we can see. Then, in a wailful choir. See, wailful means it is mourning. Sorrowful. Why? The day is already ending. So, the end of the day. And so, it is a wailful choir. The small gnats mourn. Again, that mourning, that sorrowful words. It is not singing a sweet song. It is not singing a happy song, but sorrowful. Among the river shallows. Shallows is said it is a kind of trees, it is said. Anyhow, these gnats, they will be living close to the river or paddy fields, because they will be just living in the small holes, and the holes, in order to make the holes, the sand should be soft. So by the riverside or by the paddy field, it will be very soft, and they will be making their holes by this river or paddy fields. So they will be coming out among the river shallows, borne aloft or singing. Borne aloft means going up. Singing, that is coming down. Why going up and coming down? It is according to the wind. See, as the light wind lives or dies. Lives means that is when the wind is strong. When the wind is strong, these gnats will go up. When the wind is not strong, that is weak, what happens? The gnats will come down. So, always going up and down. As they go up and down, they flutter their wings. And from that fluttering, the sound is made. Not by their mouth. That is the song of the gnats. So, I hope it is clear. Now, the next one is, and full-grown lambs loud bleat from hilly bone. So, see, the fully grown lambs, full-grown lambs it is. Full-grown lambs means small ones of the sheep or goat. But here full-grown, that means sheep or goat. They are crying from the hills. It's because they are already sent for grazing, and when it is evening, they bleat and come down, and they go to their place where they have to take rest. So while they come down, they will be just bleating. That is also only at the sunset. Then next one, hedge crickets sing. Hedge cricket, we know. Again, hedge. I already told you that is now we use it, instead of hedge we use wall in order to keep the boundary of compounds. So there the hedges, at the hedges the crickets will be living, and these crickets, when it is evening, they will be coming out and they will be making sounds. Then, and now with the tremble soft, the redbreast whistles from the garden croft. Now see, and now with the tremble soft, that is the maximum voice they are using. Tremble, that is the loudest noise. And see who is making, that is redbreast, or it is also called a robin. And where are they making sounds? They are making from the trees of the garden croft. That is corners or boundaries of the garden. There will be very many big trees, and they will be taking their rest on the trees. And as they reach that place, reach that trees, they will be also singing. And their singing or their whistling could be heard. And in the last line, and gathering swallows titter in the skies. See, the swallows, as I said, after autumn season, it is the winter season. When it is winter season starts, the swallows, they migrate. And they are also getting ready. They are calling out their friends. Now come, let us start together. And for that sake, they are also tittering. They are also singing in order to get ready to start their journey. I hope it's clear. There are 5 songs we can see. The songs of the nuts. Then the full-grown lambs are bleating. The hedge crickets are singing. Then we see the robins whistling. And then finally we hear the tittering of the swallows. And then in the beginning we are seeing that there is a question, that is in order to make the people understand that not only spring has got its songs, autumn season also has got its songs. And then we see the beauty of the nature while the sun is setting. The bright light of the sun is just falling down on the reaped paddy field where it is golden color. And as it is falling, it is through the gaps of the clouds falling, and so different shaped flowers could be seen in the harvested field. Now in the next class we will discuss about the questions. I have already given you some notes, and in the notes itself you will be able to find the question answers and the essay also. I have given only a clue. You have to write your own. Only some points in order to help you. The rest you have to write it. I know you are able and you will do it. Okay? Thank you.